Here's how you solve a 15 by 15 nonogram. If you are not familiar with nonograms, go back and watch my how to solve a 5 by 5 nonogram or a 10 by 10 nonogram videos. Anyway, I'm just going to start in and talk my way through my thought process. The first thing I like to do, I look for numbers that are more than half of the distance across the grid. There are 15 squares across the grid, so any number that is more than 7.5, in other words 8 or larger, will give me clues. For example, this 9 right here, it's more than 8, so I know that if I count across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 from left to right, and then count from right to left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I know that everything between these two black squares has to be in that group of 9. You can't make 9 across there without having those 3 filled in. I also like to try to focus on the edges first, because the edges give a lot of I'll show you why in a second. Okay, what I do if there's a little number and a big number, I just pretend that I put a black square here and then an X. That would be the 1 and the space. And then I treat this, the rest of this, as if I'm trying to see where 9 would fit. And the reason that works is if it started with a 1 here, you'll at least have these ones filled in black. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'll count up from the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All those have to be filled in. You know for sure that those are going to be black. But you have to remember to get rid of that X, because we were just putting it there as a marker. You have to get rid of it. Now the nice thing about getting an edge done is I know that this is going to be 2 black squares and then a blank. Well, we already have started with 1 black square, so we know it will go 1, 2, blank. We don't know what comes after it. We know there will be 3 blank and 1, but there's a lot of space there, so we don't know. Again, here we have 1, 2, blank. So 1, 2, blank. And then somewhere in here are 3. Again, 1, 2, blank. And somewhere in all of this is going to be 2 black, but we don't know what it is. Here we get 6 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And a blank. And then out here there will be 2. We don't know where they go. And right here we have 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And a blank. Now, since I have this right here, I can look up to the top and I see this particular column has 4 black in a row and nothing else. Well, I've already got 1, 2 with a blank next to it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This has to be blank, and everything above it has to be blank. And we can do the same thing here. The bottom number is 4. Well, 4 will fit here. 1, 2, 3, 4. With this one, I can't tell. I know that there are going to be 10 in this column, and I know that that has to be one of them. I'm just going to go ahead and do my little trick that I do where I put the small number 1, 2, X, and I'm going to get rid of this X in a minute. Now I'll count down 10, 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'll count up 10. All of these have to be black. These 2 might be black. These 2 might be black. But these ones have to be black. You need to remember to get rid of that X, because we just put it there as a placeholder. All right, now I'll just keep going. Let's look for something that's big. Well, here is 5 and 5. I know that one of these 5s has to be on this side of that X, and one of the 5s has to be on this side of the X. So I'll use my little technique where I count across 5 from both sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then starting here on this side of the X, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And everything between there is filled in. That might be a black square, or that might be a black square, but I don't know which is. I'll do the same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know that everything between these two squares has to be filled in, but I also know that this has to be filled in because it was already there. Now, another little trick I use, I know that this has to be no bigger than 5. So I know that this might be a black square and this might be a black square, but these two can't be a black square. So the way I do that real quickly in my head is I just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything after that fifth one has to be a space or a red X. All right, so I'm just going to keep going as if I were doing this by myself. Here, 2 and 9, I will count across 1, 2, and put my little placeholder that I'm going to get rid of. Now I'll count 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'll count this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Everything between here and here has to be filled in. So there we go. And I need to get rid of this because it was just there as a marker. All right. Now let's see. What else can we do? Looking for something big in here. 7, 1, and 4. Nope. Oh, here we go. 7, 1, and 4. There's 7. There's 1. There has to be a space right next to that 1, so I'll put the space. And then I have 4. 4 has to fit in over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything between there has to be a black square. I've done the 9 already. I did the 9 and 2. Here's a pretty big one. 2, 1, and 6. And I can see, well, this one's pretty easy. The bottom number has to be 6. Below these X's, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places. So I know that all 6 of these are that 6. And then up here I have a 1 and a 2. Here's the 1. That has to be an X. And somewhere in here is a 2, but I don't know where. All right, let's keep looking. I know that this 4 can't fit in here, so over here has to be a 4, but I don't have enough space because there's 8 spaces, and 4 is not more than half of 8. So I can't use a trick to find any of these until something else gets filled in. Let's see what else we can work with here. Okay, here's 2 and 3. Well, here's 2, and we know that something over here is black, so nothing in here can be black. It has to be spaces between these black ones and these black ones. So I'll fill all those in. And this can either be 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, but everything else I know can't be black. And let's try that. Let's see what else we can find. 3, 3, and 3. Well, here is 3. I know that I'm going to have 3 space, 3 space, 3. Here is 3, so I know that has to be an X and that has to be an X. And I know that this is going to be 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. But I can't fit 2 3s in 5, so I know that this last 3 has to be over here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, now let's keep looking and see what we can find. I filled in some numbers here. This bottom one has to be a 1 and then a 3. This is a 1 right there. 1, and this is going to be 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't know which ones. And there'll be a 1 up here somewhere. This is going to be 1. Let me see where I'm at. 1, 3, and 3. I think I just talked about that. This next one is going to be 2, 3, 3, 1. I know that this is a 2. It's either going to be this one and that one, or this one and that one. But this is part of the 2, part of that 2. Therefore, this has to be part of that 3. Therefore, this has to be part of this 3. 1, 2, 3. Not enough information to go there. Although maybe if I come down, I know that I need a 1 and a 3 up here. 1x. 1, 2, 3. There we go. We'll do the trick here. 1x. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Get rid of this x. That told me that this right here has to be a black square. Let's see what else we can find. Oh, here's another thing. If you have a number that's all by itself, you can't have spaces between. So if I have this one black and those 3 black, I have to fill in all of these. And now there's going to be no more than 9. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8, 9. It can't go farther than here, so all of these have to be x's. And if you'll notice, 7 plus 2 is 9. 7 plus 2 is 9. It's going to be symmetrical. So if you have 2 white ones on this side and 2 white ones on that side, you know you're doing it right. All right, so let's see if that helped us out here. Oh, it did, because here's 3 and 1. And if you look up there, 3 and 1. So I need an x, I need an x, I need an x. There's my 1, there's my 3, and then I know that this next one has to be 3. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. But it can't be further than 1, 2, 3, so these have to be x's. Now in this row, there is nothing that is a 1, so I know that that can't be there. There's nothing that is a 1 here, so that can't be. And there's nothing that is a 1 here, so that can't be. So we just keep going, looking for more clues and keep chipping away until we get it solved. In here, there's nothing bigger than a 2, so that 1 can't be alone. That 1 can't be alone. And this has to either be 1, 2, or 1, 2. But everything from here over has to be an x. All right, this is 6 and 2. Again, 1, 2, or 1, 2. But everything from here over has to be an x. Now, we have 1 and 4. We could have 1 here and 4 there, or 1 here and 4 there. So we don't know about this one yet. We know that that's a 1. It can be 1, 1, 3, or 1, 1, 3. But any way we look at it, there has to be 3 in a row here. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And this 3 is all by itself. So this might be 1, 2, 3, or it might be 1, 2, 3. But there is no way, it's impossible that this is a black square. And I also know that everything across, like this, has to be filled in. So it will either be 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. Another thing is, if that's a 3, and this is the second one, I know that it's going to go 1, 2, 3. That has to be filled in. All right, now let's see. This cannot be a 4. We've already talked about that. All right, let's look up and down. Oh, again, one of these can't be the 4, that can't be the 4, that can't be the 4. The 4 has to be up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I know going across this way, that's a 1. That has to be an x. This is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, x. And then, right here, the top number has to be a 3. So there's 1, 2, 3. And this top number has to be a 3, but we don't know. It might be 1, 2, 3, or it might be 1, 2, 3. There's not, we can't, oh, but we do have our 2 1s filled in down here. So I know that those can't be. And here, 1, 2, 3, x. So that told me right here what this has to be. There's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's see what else we can find. Oh, we have our 2 and our 4. This has to be a 2. It can't be a 4. And since there's already one up against it, 1, 2, that tells me that these 2 can't be filled in. This one can't be filled in. These 2 can't be filled in because the last number is a 4. So in here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And now, let's see what else we can find. Right here, we know we have 4 as a top number. 1, 2, 3, 4. The top number going across here is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, x. Coming down, we have 3. 1, 2, 3, x. Coming down, we have 2. 1, 2, x. Going across, we have 3. So it's starting to work out pretty well. Now, here, we know that we're going to have 3 in this section, 2 in this section, and 4 in this section. The reason we know is we can't put 3 and 2 in here because there's only 4 spaces. So 3 will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we might as well count down while we're at it. Top number's a 2, 1, 2. Top number's a 2, 1, 2. And now we know in here we have to have 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, it's all that fits, so that's good. Going across the top, we have 3, 2, and 4. There's our 3. Our 2 goes here, 1, 2. We don't know if that one or that one is filled in. Oh, but we do know, because here the top number is a 1. If I put this black here, that'll make that a 2. So that can't be. So now I know that this 2 goes here. And we've got our 1 here. And we know that the next number has to be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are only 7 spaces. So we know that that's a 1, a 7, and either that's a 1 or one of those is a 1. So we'll just keep going. Let's see. This is 2, 1, 6. There's 2. There's 1, and there's 6. This is 2 and 9. There's 2. That can't be. And now there's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, x. Now on the bottom, we know that this has to be a 2. 2 can't fit in there. So the 2 has to go here. 1, 2. We know the next number is a 1. There's our 1. And our next number is a 3. Well, 3 can't fit in 2 squares, so it can't be there. So the 3 has to go in here. 1, 2, 3. And now I'll go ahead and count up for these. There's 1. And so it'll be x. Here's 2. 1, 2, x. Here is 3. 1, 2, 3, x. Looking across right here, there's got to be 3. 1, 2, 3, x. Looking across here, this is 9 and 2. We've already got the 2, so this has to be x, x. This has to be 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This bottom number has to be 9, so these have to be filled in. And let's count and see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus 1 is 9. Now we have our 5 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, x. Now up here we have a 1. It could go here. It could go, oh, it can't go here because our first number is a 2. And there's 2, so that has to be an x and an x. So our 1 can go here. or it can go here. I don't know where it goes. We'll find out later. Here's our 9 and 2. Here's our 2, 1, 6. Here we have 2 on the bottom, which we have, x. Oh, and that gives me my 3 across too. So we have 2 on the bottom, 3, 3, either 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, we don't know. But the top one is a 1. Now that gives me the 3 across here, 1, 2, 3, x. And that tells me that coming down, there's only one spot for the 1, and that is right here. We have a 1 and a 1 on our two ends. We're going to have a 3 and another 1. This might be the 3, and that's the 1. Or this might be the 3, and that's the 1. We don't know yet, so we're just going to wait. Let's look up and down here. 4, 1, 1. That can be a 1, or that can be a 1. Not enough information to figure it out. 3, 1, 1, that's filled in. 3, 1, 1, that's filled in. 2, 3, 1, 3. There's the 2. We know this is a 3. 1, 3. Now, if this is a 3 and there's 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That had to be filled in, and now that gives us that 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, x. Now when I count down from here, 2, 3, there's the 2. 3 can't fit in here, so that's got to be an x. And this next one has to be 3, and it's up against an x, so 1, 2, 3, x. And then the bottom one is 4, so that has to be an x. Now here I see we have 6 and 2. We have 2 and 2. We have 2 and 3, so that's an x. We have 2 and 3, x. And not only that, but everything between this 2 and this 3 has to be x's, so we can fill all those in. Now 1's going to go here or there, we don't know. The 5's are done. I kind of got off track. I can't remember where I was. Oh, here we go. I think I left off here. 1, 7, 1. There's 1, 7, 1. That has to be an x. This has to be 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which means that everything else has to be an x. This has to be 2 and 2. And there are 2 and 2, so everything else has to be an x. This has to be 7, 1, 4. There's 7. There's 1. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. This has to be 4 and 1. There's 4 and 1, so everything else has to be an x. This has to be 3, 1, 1. There's our 3. There's our 1. There's our 1. So everything else has to be an x. This has to be 2, 3, 1, 3. 2, 3. I still don't know that 3, but we'll get it here real quick. In fact, we'll get it right here. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So that tells me there's my 3, so that has to be an x. So now I've got my 2, 3, 1, 3. I've got my 2, 2, my 1, 7, 1, my 2, and my 10. I think this is 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That has to be an x. Now the left 2 had to be 1s, 1, 1, and the right 2 had to be 1s, and the left one was a 1. That means in here I have to have 3. Well, there's only 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. And now I think I finished, but I'm going to go ahead and scan through the whole thing and see if I got it all. That's all done. That's done. That's done. That's done. I have everything, so I'll click on Done. And it says, congratulations, you've done it right. So that is how I solve a 15 by 15 nonogram. Just remember, the trick is half of 15 is 7.5. Look for numbers that are 8 or bigger. Do the little trick where you put the little number and then like here with the 1 and then the 9. And the other trick is try to do the edges first so you can work off of them. Anyway, I love nonograms. I hope that this was helpful to anybody trying to learn how to do nonograms. Thanks for watching.